Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. We've got Lakers and the East All-Stars. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. This is out there with Johnson. Then it's Kareem, and there's Shaquille O'Neal, and it's Kobe in a 50 spot. Lakers shoot.
Sometimes sending Shaq to the line is your best option.
Outside Tatum. Here's Antetokounmpo. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Boy, just excels at fighting his way through the defense. Very impressive.
And finish off by O'Neal. You said it. That was ferocious.
Ammonia strong, we call that. Where that rim at?
First trip to the line for him here. First, and that one misses.
Now an all-NBA caliber talent, Morant still feels like he has room with Mitchell on the attack.
It's hauled in by Giannis.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint. And he just takes from the bucket after sending out an example of how to defend your rim.
You know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Now here's Giannis. Arcing in from outside. Here's Antetokounmpo. Score of the basket. He's stuck in 2 attempts.
Could have been called in focus.
West finds O'Neal. Off the run. Oh, and the top by Shaq.
O'Neal is a big man with a big
three.
The energy Magic brings to his offensive game is undeniable. His passion and joy in playing palpable. No way for the defender to keep up with him there.
Now here's Gilgis Alexander. 6 to shoot. Lillard outside. Oh, good on the 3. Lillard against West. Second chance effort. And foul on the shot. So he'll get a chance at the line.
Gotta stay with your feet on D. Once Shaq has you in the air, forget about it.
And this is his second trip to the line tonight. Lillard against West. Lillard surveying the D. Siakam outside. Let's it go with the 3. And it's Lillard missing. Here's Los Angeles now, trailing by 2. Johnson up top, covered by Siakam. And it's denied! Hit back by Siakam. And taken away by Magic. Now the Lakers on the break. Here's Shaq. And Shaq with the slam.
Have mercy on that real big fellow break.
Lillard attacking. Uses the glass to finish the lane.
Balance with the well-timed pump fake. Nice work.
Here's West. Here's Shaq. And Shaq with the slam.
O'Neal wrecking ball and a gigantic one on the glass.
Now here's Lillard. On the wing, DeRozan. Pass to Adebayo. Bryant with the steal. Fast break. Here we go. Gilgis Alexander against Johnson. Can't connect from 14 feet out. And here are the East All-Stars now. Pass to Gilgis Alexander. Clock at 6. No good that time. Johnson with the defensive effort. Kicks to West. That doesn't go in. And a chance
So dangerous in tight because he's dominant close to the basket.
Still yet to score. Up and in, it's good. First basket of the game for him.
Simply laid it in.
his second make of the game. He's missed 5. For the 3, the Lakers with the rebound. O'Neal's got the glass covered in tonight. 11 boards for him. And Adebayo throws it down.
And this he is going to damage it.
Johnson dishes to O'Neal. Johnson the pass to O'Neal. And a dunk by O'Neal.
This is how dominant Shaq created some high percentage shots.
And it's a completely new group for the East All-Stars. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Tatum on the wing. The kick out to Holiday. From outside off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Goodrich. And stolen by Tatum. And that's out of bounds. The East All-Stars will even. On defense, the Lakers. 3-point lead. There's Giannis with the slam.
Giannis is a monster.
From 7. And all around that time before dropping it to 3 out for Los Angeles. And they double up Morant. Sabonis inside. Chamberlain out. Chamberlain with the block.
Man, what a well-coordinated athlete. His size and that superior timing, hard to get shots over Will Chamberlain.
Now here's Sabonis. Hasn't made one yet. Tatum passes to Holiday. Down low. That is good in the Los Angeles leads. Tatum wide open here for Holiday. And it's off from 3-point range. And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way. The East All-Stars. Pass to Holiday. And stolen by Worthy. Floats it up for James. And he puts it away up off the glass.
John is bothered by that contact? Absolutely not. No way.
Morant passes to Sabonis. Worthy with the rebound.
East All-Stars. And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
2 shots. And both free throws good for Worthy.
Here, first two scorers at that forward position. Big game James always seems to make the most out of any situation.
Now here's Holiday. Following the miss by James Worthy. Here's Tatum. No good that time. Good work defensively by Worthy. He lines it up. Trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense in anticipation there to stop. Trying to get something going. Kept alive. And the jump by Giannis.
It takes so much work to keep Giannis off the glass. He's a real problem on the court.
Goodrich. Rebound Giannis with Kumbo. Giannis has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Morant kicks to Sabonis. Back to Morant. Here's Goodrich. Over Giannis. No good on the puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the strike.
Now here's West. And there's the pass to Wilkes. He dishes it to O'Neal. Can't connect from short range. The East trailed by 3. Here's Gildas Alexander. And he gets the whistle. 2 for it.
And able to get himself to the line. SGA so crafty inside there to get the contact.
And he can't hit the second. So it's Davis will bring the ball up for the Los Angeles Lakers. West dishes to LeBron. LeBron is double. And the whistle blown. And here's Los Angeles now. James up top. Jokic Alexander cover. Just fine to shoot.
Clever, crafty defense. Saw that pass coming before it was even made.
Here's LeBron. And having 2 free throws come. Here's
LeBron deals with a ton of physical defense, and he dishes out some physical contact too. That's why he works so hard on his
Jokic Alexander. He has 5. He is hauled in by Los Angeles. West has got 4 rebounds in this game. James finds Davis. James jackhammers it down.
One thing that hasn't fizzled out is LeBron.
Wilkes the pass to LeBron. That shot off the mark. Good team by Jokic Alexander. There's the dish to Markkanen. Inside. Got it in the late release. West down low. He's guarded by Markkanen. Here's Davis. And Davis throws it down.
Just powering it down.
Got a piece of it. Against West, and so it's going to be a 3-second violation of the He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game. And so he hits the technical free throw.
Not be a stopper, but he's improved immensely at that end of the floor.
Now, here's Jokic Alexander. 7 points in the game.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
Outside, Markkanen. And wrestling for it there, but no one has possession. On a jump ball.
Tinulak sa Lebron.
And here's Los Angeles now. Los Angeles leading by 6. Here's West. Again, Los Angeles.
Boy, that's
the basket of the night.
Excellent pass for Mitchell. His teammates are so fortunate to have a guy to make them better.
Back to O'Neal. And stolen by Siakam. And the Kubo inside. West is there. These All-Stars have really struggled at the line of this one. Well under 50% so far. That free throw missing.
Multiple-time MVP. You know, what's really scary is that Giannis feels like he can keep getting better, and more importantly, he does the work to get better.
Here's West. He's got 8. That one, no good. Good D by Siakam. It's stolen by Davis. Here's West. And what a play! Just snatched out of the air. Credit the block. Into the lane. Tatum. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Mitchell with it. Picked up by Davis. Mitchell gives to Siakam. Just fine on the clock. Up again. And Tatum stays with it.
Tatum hanging around the basket. Got the board and bucket.
Rest outside. Locked up there for O'Neal. Tonight he's gone 3 of 6 from the line. That's good from Morant.
It's been so hard to watch at times. I mean, he's missed so many of his
25 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Shaq. He's it up and he loves the pretty assist.
Shaq dominance. Shaq, he just knows how to take over games.
And here's Tatum for 3. Connects from 3-point range. West outside. Here's Shaq. That ball goes through that time from Jerry West. Shaq's got 24 points.
And so in control of the game. West keeping the defense off balance. Like that, he's very good at making little weak coverage.
And Worthy throws it down.
Really accelerates and excels in the open court.
Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. And here are the East All-Stars now. 9-point game. Adebayo kicks to Antetokounmpo. For three, Mitchell buries it from three-point range.
It seems to me as though he's over anxious. He seems to be pressing, trying too hard, moving too fast. He just needs to calm himself down and wait for good shots.
Mitchell kicks to Markkanen. And they recover it.
The offensive rebounding, really the story here today. Even with the big lead, they're still showing more hustle on the board.
Shot by Johnson, no good. And here are the East All-Stars. They're on a 16-7 run. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Going around. A three-pointer, no good.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
Jackson with three. Is held in by Washington.
He got to a point where you just assumed every shot he took was going to find the bottom of the net. That's how locked in he was all game long.
Tatum dishes to Antetokounmpo. Inside, Antetokounmpo.
Zone in the league. Few guys can take over a game like the Greek Freak.
This passes to Abdul-Jabbar. And the dunk by Abdul-Jabbar.
Ball distribution was there. I mean, outstanding work all the way around.
LeBron against Holiday. A shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. No good on the triple. Los Angeles leading by 6. LeBron James on the win. With the second effort. And the rejection by Tatum. Mitchell left side. And James again. Substitution for Los Angeles. And here's Holiday. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That one on Davis.
There you see how tough Holiday is. He simply pressed and forced the issue there and got the defense to overcommit. Dependable performance from Holiday. So reliable. This is a guy who is unshakable by the high stakes in that situation.
Kobe, the basketball leader, is hauled in by Bam Adebayo. Now, here's Giannis. That doesn't go on the chance to tie. And here's Los Angeles now. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. Now rest. Inside, Davis. It counts.
No question about it. Touch with Anthony Davis.
Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
And Holiday kicks to Tatum. Got it. And what a sensational bucket to put that within one.
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was one to he wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking it.
And no good as the first free throw missing for him.
And you look at all the things this man brings, his mindset. I mean, there's a reason why they call him the logo.
And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul. I like that. Not bad at this time of the game.
LeBron at the line in a big moment.
The drive by Mitchell. In the corner. Tatum with it. Holiday with the three. Can't get the three to fall.
And you can tell he thought he had a little more space, but it's right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
And he cannot convert on the second. And this is timeout called East All-Stars.
That's really their only hope, so I'm sure that's what they'll try to do.
So it's Los Angeles taking the W in a close match. Truly cuts the performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging